Hey, how come you can drink a drink, but you can't food a food? Am I the only one whose brain works like that? Rooster here, obviously. Uh, episode, what, 6? Technically, of the This Is My Life Now podcast. Critically acclaimed, internationally known, 100% guaranteed to be Diddy free. And I know I got this here, but if I move this, the sun is like right there. It's that time of the day. Putting the car in drive and getting what we call the fuck out of here. I'll move the visor in a minute when I turn, I guess, in that direction. Whatever direction I'm going left. Because I can't see out of the side. There you go. Hanging out. Going home. It's Monday. Oh shit, something fell. Was that the garage door opener? Fuck. It's fine. We're fine. This is fine. Very quickly, Beefy is back in the hospital. But, like, on purpose this time. She went to some fancy... Well, she went to her own neurologist first, and then to some fancy neurological person in some part of town. I don't know where it is. Apparently it's fancy, and they're running their own tests. So she spoke to the doctor, and they said, hey, let's admit you. Let's get you in the ER. So run some tests. They're going to do MRI with contrast and CAT scan and stuff. Scanning her cats, I guess. I don't know how that works. I'm not a doctor. I'm a crane operator. To essentially justify what they plan on doing. And I think I mentioned it before. The goal, I guess, is a shunt. And yeah, I did mention it before because now that I said it out loud, I put a caption down here because I didn't know what it was. I still don't know what it is, but I'll probably put the same caption down here as to what a shunt is. It's a medical apparatus, I would imagine. Let me see if I can pick up my garage door opener before I stomp all over it on the way home. Oh, something moved. Might have been my bowels. I can't see where it went, and the fucking sun is all in my face. Can't see shit. Oh, there it is. I got it. Never mind. JK. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Is my camera straight? There it is. It is now, kind of. Wanted to get that out of the way. Good news. Excellent news. Mammy's back. We picked up Mammy after I got out of work on Saturday for this doctoring event, this doctoral event. The thing she's doing with the doctor. Shit, I did not put my phone on airplane mode. Now I did. There you go. So now, realistically, I shouldn't get any alerts and stuff that'll disrupt the recorderings. Recorderings? You know what I mean. I'm recording on the recorder for the recorderings. You heard what I said. I'm not a math magician. So Mammy being here, I've mentioned it before, is a huge weight off my shoulders. She's staying over there. They're kind of far. I don't know where it is, but I just called Mammy before I got in the car to do this because she asked me to when I was leaving work. So I did because I listened. And their plan is for Mammy to stay there with her tonight because it's far as shit. Mammy doesn't like driving at night. I mean, neither do I, but I will if I gotta. They both know what time it is. It's just after 5 p.m. and I gotta be back up early to be back at work at the next 5. You know, not the p.m. one, the other one. The animals got to be taken care of, so I'm on my way home to do that. When I'm left unattended, I can get Carl's Jr. burgers for dinner, and I'm fucking gonna. So having Mammy here to field all that stuff is a big weight lifted off me. Between the two of them, they're gonna make me go to work anyway. There's some bullies. The two of them, her and her mom. There's some bullies. I'm not gonna lie to you. But today, it is Monday. I'll probably not post this till Wednesday. So when I get home, I'll upload it to the Google Drive machine and then stick it in Fillmore. Let it, let it marinate. That's not a thing. Let it, get all up in there. And then if I don't know, man, if I don't get my ass kicked too hard tomorrow, because she's going to be in the hospital for maybe 2 days. Like right now, she's not officially admitted, but she will be when she comes out of this CAT scan she's doing. And then they're going to run an MRI. Or are they doing the MRI now, and then they're going to do the CAT scan? You know what I mean. They're doing a test now, and then hopefully, hope is a shitty plan, but ideally they would get her a room. I got off the phone with Mammy. She said they do have orders to admit her. So there's that. And again, for the umpteenth time, having Mammy there is a It's a breath. It's a long exhale. I can focus on the house. I can focus on work. Breath. So that's good. But today, I wanted to talk about something that was dropped in the comments and had a buddy of mine, Kiona, mentioned to me in a DM regarding the last episode, the leadership episode. We were talking about other things, but then also what happened to Ken. This is a damn good story. I'm not gonna lie to you, but let me tell like the beginning of it. Okay. Ken's a good dude, as far as I knew at the time. What happened to Ken? Short answer: he got fired. His ass got terminated, let go, downsized. It's not you, it's me, kind of thing. They let his ass go with extreme prejudice, and that kind of leads into the story. So as far as I knew, this guy Ken, older guy. Matter of fact, after he got fired, I think it was like 2 weeks after he got fired, was like his 62nd birthday. As far as I knew him, like he was a good dude, solid dude. We would always laugh and joke around. Like he was, he was in, I think the Air Force. He was in the service, right? So I was like, Ken, you were in the service, right? He says, yeah, because he was so old. I said, north or south? Which side? And he had a laugh about it. So since then, like when he started, I hit him with that one. And we were cool ever since. When all this stuff with Beefy first started happening with the whole medical stuff in the hospital and the doctors and me not being at work because I was doing my duty to my wife, he shot me a text. He's like, hey man, I just heard. Y'all are in my prayers. Now, I'm not a thoughts and prayers guy. That's up there with like, hope. That's up there with like hopes and wishes. I'm a firm believer in going to work and doing the job, right? But you being in somebody's thoughts, I'm not a huge prayer guy, but I appreciate the sentiment. You know what I mean? Like he's thinking about me and my wife and all the stuff that we're going through right now. But which is cool. And that's how I knew him. He was always talking about his grandbabies and how on his weekends off and stuff like that. Like he's from Nebraska, so he would just drive to Nebraska, pick up his grandbabies and come back and all that other good stuff. Always like a pleasure to work with. He worked in the other department. He didn't work with me. But he and I, like we were each other's points of contact in our respective departments. Making sure I can get over safely. Now, a little backstory on Ken. Like I said, he's in his 60s. So when he was younger, he was in the service, and he was married. I come to just getting to know one another, shooting the shit, chit-chatting and all that. When he came home from a tour of duty, I think he was in Vietnam. Might have been Vietnam or Korea, I forget which. But he was old as fuck. He found his now ex-wife with his brother, canoodling. Is that a safe word? Is that an okay word? Right? Y'all know what I mean? So since then, he lost trust for women. Like he's since reconciled with his family, like his whole family, they all lost touch and all that, but as he got older, he reconciled with his family. So come to think of it, that's why I wanted to reconcile with my family after talking to him. He's like, listen, I'm so old, I don't want to die having never talked to my family again. That's how he talks. He talked exactly like Bleeding Gums Murphy, Lisa Simpson's fucking band teacher. Not band teacher, saxophone enthusiast teacher. You know who the fuck I mean. Google it. Bleeding Gums Murphy. Man was a legend. So since then, he has had trust issues with women. So his whole thing, and like I would joke about it, but I would, because he would ask me and the other guys, like, we're all married, we're all family men, you know what I mean? So he would ask us like marriage-related questions. I'm like, Ken, I'm gonna get you to stop hoeing one day. Like, you gonna stop hoeing one day and settle down? And he would laugh about it. Especially like at his age, because they make that blue pill for dudes his age, and I'm like, holy shit, Ken, nobody wants to hear about all that gyrating and fucking smell like Ben Gay and all that stuff. I don't know, but he was a good dude. As far as I knew, he was a good dude. We always got along. He always got along with my guys and all that stuff. Like there was never any inkling of he's a piece of shit, because it never struck me that way. So March this year. March every year is when we do our yearly reviews. That's when raises come up, promotions, if any. That's when all that stuff comes up. And Ken didn't get promoted in his department, and he thought he would because not only was he the senior guy in age and in time, but he just thought that it should be his because there was nobody else. And he didn't get promoted. Now, I think I've mentioned this before. I didn't get promoted in March either, and I had the same inkling, but I've also been going through different training than the other guys. I've been doing things and being responsible for more and all kinds of stuff. And when I didn't get promoted, like it didn't hurt my feelings, but I felt that I should have. But it was explained to me why I wasn't. Like, I didn't have a bad review at all. Okay? Not at all. I didn't have a bad review. And as far as I know, neither did Ken. Like, he's a good worker. He's always on time. He's fucking super early. Like, just diligent. Housekeeping and all that stuff. Like, he did really well. But there were certain things. Same with me. Like, I don't claim to be the best. I don't know what his things were, but like for myself, I could do the job outstandingly, but it was interpersonal stuff, like how I talk to people, how I treat people, especially now, because majority of my team, them dudes are in their 20s. Okay, you got me and Mondo, we're the old guys, you know. So just how I, handle different personalities, right? Not just as a peer, which I still am, but the boys look at me as more of a leader, and that came by work that I was doing. Like they weren't told, like, all right, Rooster's in charge, you got to listen to him. As far as I know, Tom and Israel told me the same thing. Like, we didn't tell them to come to you for that kind of stuff. We didn't tell them to call you for everything. They just did that. They gravitated toward you. I said, okay, good. So what y'all gonna pay me? And so it was explained. It was explained to me, like, these little things that are vastly important when it comes to leadership. I said, okay, all right. Give me this year, till my next evaluation, my next review, and we'll reevaluate then. They said deal. And from then till now, I've been getting tools and resources from my leadership to develop that. Right? Ken, on the other hand, bless him, did not take it so well. The following, it wasn't even the next morning. It was that week. It was that same week, because we both started early, 5 a.m. And he had a bit of an attitude. Not with me, but he was giving Israel a bit of an attitude. And Israel is our ops supervisor. He's the one that sits in with the review. Tom is the one that talks about money. But progress-wise and all that stuff, you talk to Israel about that. So he was not thrilled with the outcome of his review. And I can't say I blame him, because again, I didn't get promoted either. But I had a firm understanding of the why. And I'm taking steps. I took steps then, I'm taking steps now, and the feedback and all that from not just my peers but also my leadership to improve. That's what you're supposed to do. I think I talked about it in the last promo too. Like, it's not all, criticism. It's not all bad things. These are things that you're supposed to take and learn from. If it's a certain level you want to reach, right? And there's no real cap. There's no real pay cap for my position. But if I stayed where I am now, like, I'm only going to get older. The stone is going to be just as heavy, and my percentage-wise, even if I'm doing outstandingly, percentage-wise, my raises will be less and less every year. That makes sense, right? Even if I got the maximum, I would get the maximum for what I'm making now, which would be smaller. So anyway, this was in March, and Ken wasn't too happy, and he and Israel had it out. Like not a screaming, well, Ken was getting a little loud, I'm not gonna lie to you. But Israel, I've seen him handle people like that before, even when he was like one of us, like same position as me. Like, not that guy to just engage in the BS, and he never has been. And I've seen him do that. So he had to calm him down, and that was 5 a.m. By the end of that day, before 5 p.m. that day, Ken apologized to Israel. He came to me for because I was there. At 5 a.m. it's quiet as kept in the warehouse. So of course everybody can hear. So he came to me. He's like, "Hey man, listen, I don't know if you heard, but me and Izzy, we had a bit of an argument. I was like, I don't know, Ken, I didn't hear Israel at all. I heard you. So, I was getting a little loud with Izzy, and I apologize. We cool now. I was like, all right, good, cool, outstanding. Because like I said, as far as I knew then, and I still kind of feel now, he was a good dude. Then August comes. That was March. Then August comes. So between March and August, they hired a new lead for the position that Ken thought he was going to get. They hired somebody from outside. Monty, good dude, moved here from South Carolina because his wife got a job here, so he moved here. He needed to work. He's got leadership experience. Him and Israel actually just came back from Arizona on Friday, and we did great. We did great without them. So they're thrilled about that. Good dude, solid dude. He's learning. So he and I started, coinciding with one another because he's a lead over there. He knows I want to be over here, and I feel like I'm gonna be. I don't know. So Ken did not like that too much. That's police behind me too. I don't like that too much. So like he would just pick nits at Monty's performance. I'm like, bro, he's new. He's brand new. He doesn't know anything. I know, boy. Why they pay me to train him and he make more money than me? I was like, bro, they don't have to pay you to train him. He could sit at the computer and learn all this stuff without you. But because you're one of the top guys, they're counting on you to do that. Yeah, I guess. So like, bro, don't guess, okay? And like, I know he's sounding bitter. I know he is. Because he didn't get what he thought was rightfully his, quote unquote. I'm like, bro, it's not my decision. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't happy about his raise too, because like I got a good raise. I'm not gonna lie to you. Way above average. But I guess he thought his was gonna be higher because he was getting this new position and he didn't. I'm like, hey man, I don't know who you told what, but that's not how that shit goes. That's like it's not even Israel's decision. Realistically, it's not Tom's decision either. And I understand that because I'm a fucking adult. You know what I mean? So anyway, between March and August, I guess I would only imagine that this resentment in Ken was just building and building. You know what I mean? So I went to work one morning. Matter of fact, the day I left was a Monday like today. So I left like 3:30, right? We're typically done early on Mondays. So I left, went home, had dinner, shower, all that good stuff, sleep, wake up the next day, I went to work. And I went in the office and I asked Israel for something. I forgot what it was. If he could take care of something for me, like something that he could do. And he was like, he looks me dead in the face. He's like, yeah, if I still have a job, I'll take care of it. I said, what? To what are we referring, sir? I gotta put some WD-40 on this thing. It annoys me, and I'm the one that's sitting in here. And Israel and I, we go way back. You know, like we both did the job together. He's he got his promotions, and he's teaching me for me to further my career, because I made it known, like, listen, I can't knock manual labor, but I can't do that shit anymore. So he confided in me. He's like, Ken reported to HR. Now, just I'm not gonna say what he said he called him, but look at me, okay? Ken, as old as he is, was an older black gentleman. Okay, he was of the African American persuasion. Okay, so he said Ken reported to HR that I called him. Now, I've worked with Israel for years. Okay. If any of that coarse language were to come out of his mouth, myself or Mondo would have heard it. Over the years, okay? Because we're like, we see the three of us, we see each other more than we see our families. And I've said that before, and I absolutely mean it. And I said, what? What? And where Israel's desk is, there's a big window that sees out into the warehouse. I look out this window and I see Ken down there doing forklift inspections like he does every morning. I was like, what the fuck did I miss? between when I left yesterday and when I got here today, apparently the two of them got into it. And Ken was all like, "Oh, you want to take it outside and this and that, I'll see you outside," or like all that rah-rah shit. And Israel's like, no, like he's not that guy. So I was fucking shocked, man, that this accusation has been made. And I didn't even ask him. I was like, did you call him? Because again, like the same way I thought I knew Ken, like this is how I know Israel. And he says, well, just so you know, like you don't have anything to worry about. Mono doesn't have anything to worry about, but Rebecca's coming. And I've mentioned Rebecca before. She's our corporate HR rep. She's based in Seattle. And I've said before, when HR just shows up, when they're not based in your building, when they're not based in your fucking state, and they just show up, it's not to say hi. Okay? That's like the angel of death showing up. I said, okay. What do you want me to do? What do you need me to do? And he said, well, if I get sent home, and they might do that. They might not. Like, I didn't know what was going on, and he couldn't say anything because it was an HR issue. He's like, if they send me home, I just need you to do the job. Okay. No problem. He's like, you know how to talk to the guys. Get the job done. Get the work done. No problem. You got it. Turn this AC down. It's fucking cold in here. So that day, at our meeting, our team meeting, we have pretty much every morning. Like, we stretch, get some stretches in because most of us are old. And then Rebecca shows up. She just comes out of the office, morning guys, and she's smiling and all that. And I know, right? Like, I know it's somebody's ass today. Okay? I'm just, dropping by quarterly and X, Y, and Z. I'm like, bro, it's August. What quarter is this? And all that other stuff. I'm like, oh, if you guys have any questions, insurance and all that stuff, because she handles all that, all our benefit stuff. Come see me. I'll be in this and this and this office. Cool. Before lunch. No, because I go to lunch early. After lunch, I check my emails, because our stuff is through email. We're actually now switching to Microsoft Teams. It's through email, like stuff that we have to do for end of day, So I go to lunch when I do, so that I can start doing our next day deliveries, so that my guys, they can spread it out more, their lunch times. They don't have to go as early as I do. And I'm hungry that early in the morning because I'm there early in the morning. I checked my email, and one of the emails was from Danny. She's our branch leader. She's Tom's boss. She's like top of the food chain in the building. The subject was Kenneth Clark. Historically, as soon as you see an email like that with somebody's name in the subject line, they're not there anymore. And I've seen it dozens of times. Probably 100 times, just in my time there, between people leaving abruptly or being let go. Effective immediately, Kenneth Clark is no longer with MSI. If you have any questions, see your lead. I had my iPad in my hand like a child, and I'm walking with it like this. I went right to Israel. And he looked at it. He saw Ken's name, and he was like, yeah, I know, but I can't say anything now. I can't say anything right now. Meaning he and I will talk later. Because it was, like I said, it was that time of the day. We're going to do our end of day stuff. Cool. So, I go to work the next morning. See Israel right away. I'm like, bro, what in the dog shit happened? Rebecca was there, obviously. Pulled Israel into the office. Tell me about this altercation from the day before yesterday. Again, that I fucking missed. Son of a bitch. He told his version of the story, and they check cameras and everything. So if he was doing all this rah-rah shit, they would have seen that on camera. I'm not sure if there's audio, but they would have seen all that. Took his account, and he left, and then pulled Ken in the office. From like I can't say that I know 100% for sure, because Israel couldn't say anything because it had to do with him and HR. The inference was that as soon as they put Ken on the hot seat, he spilled all the beans. That he was making it up. Israel didn't call him. He was just upset. So he filed this report in X, Y, and Z. Bro. Now, Israel's a family man. He's got a wife, 2 kids. When I started there, his son was just born. When he leaves work, he's not Israel from MSI. He goes home, he's a husband, he's a dad. Whatever you were upset about, Ken, you were willing to take this man's livelihood. Not just away from him, because his wife doesn't work. You want his family to be destitute. That's what you wanted. You wanted to hurt him so much because you didn't get something that you felt was yours by whatever reason, by right or by seniority or whatever. And then Rebecca goes on to tell Israel, and Israel again inferred to me that whatever he was saying after that, these are her words, Rebecca had no choice but to terminate him. I said, fucking what? Como say what? That's Spanish for what? You Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? So whatever the fuck he went on about after the fact, it was more than enough to have him terminated on the spot. Escorted. I was on lunch. He was escorted out of the building. How the fuck 2 days in a row I missed the good shit? So that's what happened to Ken. Furthermore, there's an accomplice. Okay, someone that put him up to this. Now, he lost trust in women years and years ago, but he always sought validation and attention from women. So he'd always be flirting with the girls and all that stuff. But there's this one in particular. We don't know for sure, that she put him up to it, promising him whatever the fuck. I don't know. Ken's a dirty old man. I don't fucking get it. Nothing happened to her. And those of us that know, myself, Israel, Mondo also knows, we have to mask the fact that we know because we see her every day. Every day. They're doing construction on their side of the building, so they're all on our side of the building. So we see her every day. Pardon. So that's what happened to Ken. I don't know what the motivation was. I don't pretend to know. Like I said, a week or two after he was fired was his 62nd birthday, and we all do birthday cards. Like mine is coming in a couple weeks. We all do birthday cards for one another, and we'll get each other little gifts and things. And one of the bodies from the other side, the department that he was on, she came up to me and said, Ken's birthday was yesterday. You want to call him? I was like, no. No. Like, I have his number. He has mine too. No, I'm good. Because out of everybody that's quit or left or whatever, that fucking hurt. Ken fucking hurt me. I didn't, the whole rest of that day, I didn't know what the fuck to do. And everybody was the same, like, fucking Ken? And the majority of those people didn't know why. They didn't know the why. Me knowing the why, I'm like, what the fuck? So no, I'm not going to call him on his birthday. He has my phone number just like, I have his. Moral of the story, kids, don't be a fucking dickhead. That's as open and honest as I can make it. That's the story. That's what happened to Ken. Devastated the whole team, the whole warehouse team, because he was an amazing worker. He was outstanding at the job, and like I empathize with what he was feeling after his review, because I went through the same thing. But you can, like I said, you can either take that feedback from your leadership and your peers and use it as a tool to get better, so that next year maybe you will get that promotion. Or you can be fucking bitter about it and want to destroy somebody, and you think you're so about that life, but then when you get put on a hot seat, you're spilling all the beans and then probably running your mouth about other people that you shouldn't, and you lose your fucking job because you had 401k invested. Fucking, we all just had our benefits renewed in June. Real good benefits, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, I really don't fucking know. So that's what happened to Ken. I'm home now, obviously, as you can see. I am home. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the support. Like, subscribe, comment, drop me a comment, share. Click the share thing. It doesn't take that much. Just share it to your social medias. I got like 2 of them now between Instagram and TikTok. It's my cats and my guns. That's really it. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'll let you know, probably in Discord, what's going on with Beefy. Shuntwise, that's the thing. But yeah, moral of the story, kids, don't be a dickhead. Just don't, because, like, I'm not a religious person. I'm not an overly spiritual person, but I believe in karma. Karma is balance, universal balance. You will get back what you put out into the world. If you put good shit out there, good shit's gonna happen. If you put bullshit out there, bullshit's gonna happen to you. Like, imagine starting over at 62 years old. Fuck. You know what I mean? You gotta find a job at 62 years old. You have to explain to these people why you're looking for a job at 62 years old. Fuck that. Okay? Anyway, that's what happened to Ken. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Recycle. Don't be be kind. Rewind. What's the other one? What's the other one? Y'all know what I mean. Don't do drugs. I don't fucking know. Until the next one, I will see you around.